It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. And in the House of the Legends, I have somebody that I've actually been online with. We talked, and we actually had this show planned. And I give you Nene Lioness. Hey, Nene.
Hey, how are you?
I'm quite well. So let me ask you a question before we get to start. What part of the world are you right now? Because every time I talk to you, girl, you're somewhere on the globe.
I'm actually out here in Houston, Texas, where the weather is super crazy.
I can imagine. And so we want to talk about how did you actually got interested in getting into the craft of what you do right now?
Actually, rapping is not something I wanted to do.
Okay.
It wasn't like I tell everybody, my friend Gaddafi, one day he comes to me in Killeen, Texas, and he says, "Man, sis, I'm telling you something about you. Just come to the studio." I'm like, "Man, I don't know nothing about rapping or
Right.
anything." He's like, "Just come. You don't gotta know how to rap. Just come and say whatever you feel." So when I get there, he tells me to get in the closet because he had the studio in the closet.
Okay.
And when I get there, he says, "Say whatever come to mind first." So I start going, "Get hot, get hot, get hot, get hot, hot," right? Not knowing that that same very song landed on the radio 3 years straight on 92.3 FM. And
Wow. That's
that's,
amazing.
I mean, because I didn't want to be an artist. Actually, I've been playing basketball really most the first years of my life. I
Hmm.
played basketball. I wanted to be a famous basketball player.
Oh, you play basketball?
Yes, I also played in Germany, West Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
That's very interesting.
I was a point guard, always on the starting five.
Okay. Well, you know what? Whenever I see you, we're going to play. Okay.
Yeah, you gonna get beat. I don't mind beating you, Tyrone. We're gonna
Oh,
have to put that
yeah.
on your show.
And so from there, did you actually think that rapping would actually take you to the point where you're at right now? Because you're hot, and you're always touring. So tell the viewers about that.
I didn't because I didn't know what to think because my career, which is really weird, and that's why I say it's meant for me,
Hmm.
because my career started off with like Trina, doing my first radio interview was with Trina. Then I did shows with Ray J, opened up for Gerald Levert, you know what I'm saying? A
Hmm.
company Billy Cook in Hawaii, opened up for Ronald Isley. I mean, I mean, my list goes on. And when I start seeing the pattern, I'm like, I'm in a company of stars all the time, not local artists.
Okay.
And then it just kept going from you go to Motown, and when I started seeing me with the Dramatics, I did radio interview with Dramatics and opened up for Alicia Meyer, Al Hudson, and I mean, like, when I look back at my trail, I always been in the company of legends on the
Right.
same show with them. And even if it was a certain type of genre on that show, I
Hmm.
always wind up getting on the show with my rap, no matter if it doesn't fit with the show.
Right.
So, I mean, I had no idea. I had no idea because I was just going with the flow. I'm like, I don't know
Right.
what's going on, God. I'm trying to play basketball, and now I'm doing something totally different. So I'm just gonna say it was written, and you
Okay.
can't change what's written because if it's meant for you to do it, God gonna put you on that path. So
Hmm.
that's where I'm
The
at.
very first time you did a live show, how did you feel? Your very
Uh,
first, I mean, just stepping out on stage and feeling the impact of the crowd, the energy, things
I
like
was,
that. What was running through
I,
your mind, girl?
uh, Eminem. He
Okay.
said, he said it best. My palms are sweaty and I keep on forgetting what I wrote down. So it's like every time when I first went on stage, that song right there, just like literally like you only get one shot.
Hmm.
So that's how I was feeling, like you only get one shot. This your first chance. What is you gonna do? I already have a lot of energy. So the
Right.
energy part wasn't a problem. But you talking about being super nervous.
Hmm.
Oh my God. My hands were sweaty. They had gotten so hot and sweating so bad. I probably could have fried an egg on my hands. I was
Wow.
just that nervous. I mean, I was shaking on the inside, but I always pray before I perform.
Right.
You know, I always pray. Some people say, "How can you pray in the club?" You know, I suggest
Right.
you pray wherever. Never be afraid to pray. You know,
That's right.
so
And so my question to you is, when you actually started getting broader in your craft,
mhm.
did it change the relationships of the people around you, your surroundings?
Oh yes,
So
it
let's hear what you got to say about that.
it did. They start shedding off. I mean, I guess when they say it's lonely at the top is a true statement, you know, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Um, People start treating me different. I wasn't treating them different. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm doing it. I want my team to be a part of it and
Right.
this and that. And people just start fading away. I mean, it's nothing I did to them, it's nothing they did to me. They just start treating me different. I see the higher you get and the more you accomplish, those people that at first saying they dare, they don't be there. They
Right.
fade away. But at the same time, again, I let the spirit move. So
Hmm.
if they left, that's what God wanted.
Well, sometimes when you're reaching those heights, those people are not really recommended to be part of your favor. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
if you wasn't doing nothing at all, they wouldn't be saying anything or doing anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and how did it make you feel? Did you feel any fear, any loneliness, any anger, any pain through
Lonely,
that?
definitely lonely, and some part of anger because I'm like, only thing I'm trying to do is just reach my goals and live my dream. This is not something I asked for. The industry chose me, and that's what
Right.
the people. A lot of people have that misconstrued because some people wake up and jump in and they just jump right in and say, "Hey, I want to be a rapper. I want to jump in the industry." And
Right.
some people, the industry actually pulls them in because
Right.
that's you. So yes, it made me feel like only thing I'm trying to do is do what's calling me.
Right.
So I mean, it did make me feel lonely. Even right now, I was just sitting here thinking, like, before the show started, me and my daughter had a conversation the other day. My star daughter Naya,
Hmm.
she says, "Mom, when I'm getting awards and she's doing things, she says, and I'm there, my family is not there, and she know we love her and support her, but we're
Right.
always going opposite directions, you know, on the plane all the time."
Right.
And I was just sitting here like, this is a big accomplishment to be on your show, and
Hmm.
here I am. It's God and me.
Right.
So you know,
Let's talk about your daughter. How did she actually followed you into actually doing what she does? Because I see that she's going to be she's going to be up there.
she
She has the
already hit.
energy, she has the swag. And most of all, I see that she wants to actually be respected as well. And
Oh
that's a
yeah,
very common thing, especially for female rappers. I mean, you heard of the terminology and the thing that goes on behind closed doors, and
right.
I'm sure you guys connect on that. So, what do you tell her?
I tell her, first of all, we both in an agreement that entertainment, social media is all entertainment. People create their illusions, they do what they do or whatever.
Right.
But I just need her to stay focused
Mm-hmm.
and don't I mean never worry about with social media. You're gonna have people talk down. You can be the prettiest girl, you could be doing really good and focused. People gonna talk down. They're gonna always say something bad. It's never a good without the bad. It's just
Right.
never. They always come together. And we discussed that it's a protection thing too. I have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people come at me trying to
Mm-hmm.
get at her, but as a mother, my job is to protect her because
Exactly.
she's a chosen one. And in her generation, in my bloodline, she's a chosen one out of her siblings, and I'm a
Right.
chosen one out of my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows to just do you and don't do anything that you're not comfortable with.
Right.
Because you don't have to. Because always know when God is in control, you can say no. You know why? Because that's not what God have for you.
Right.
Because when he brings something for you, it ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna defile your character. Anyways, so with us being mother and daughter, I do have people come sometimes and say they try to compare us a lot,
Right.
and I tell them there is no comparison because she's my better half.
Right.
And before she even started doing music, and I was teaching her at 16 years old. I was we used to learn how to teach her how to rap, write her songs.
Mm-hmm.
And when she and then when she got older and when she first started, what's his name? Ray Shmurra, the rapper Ray Shmurra.
Okay.
I think I said his name. He brought her out. He brought her
Okay.
out. She wound up getting signed to he brought her to Atlanta. But that youngster wasn't up to no good, and I'm glad God removed her from
Right.
him.
Right.
But she wound up getting signed out of LA to it's the one of the biggest Casablanca is the Casablanca agency out there in LA, the model agency.
I'm not
It's where
sure. Mm-hmm.
Tyra Banks is a part of
Okay,
it.
I know. I heard of Tyra Banks. She has a modeling agency. She does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my daughter, she was doing modeling first.
Right.
And when I was her age, I was doing modeling and I was rapping and singing too, but I was doing maternity model.
Okay.
I was pregnant with her sister.
Okay.
So she's definitely walking in her mother's footsteps, but she definitely have her own path. She has her own identity. And I'm super glad about that because I always tell her, never make your path off of someone else's path. I don't care if they're family members or not. Create your own happiness
Right.
because we're going to support you over here, however you create it.
Okay.
And then you ain't got to hear mom's mouth if it ain't
Right.
created the wrong way.
Well, Nene, we're going to take a little break. And for my viewers, we're going to hear a little something from Nene Lioness. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Don't turn around. You ain't really down.
Really now.
Playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. Real and different people make the world go round.
And it's all because of you, my dreams are coming true.
That erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
Yeah.
I believe what you say. You say you love me forever and ever and ever, and I believe what you say.
I believe what you say.
You say that I'm all you need, and I believe what you say. It's about loyalty and trust. Nobody can come between, and I believe what you say. It's about respect, and you always telling me my loving is the best, and I believe what you say.
I believe what you say. But why you got the drama on a replay? You keep my stress running like a relay. And I'm just trying to grind on a daily. But you still don't believe. Every day we fight, we our own enemies. Should I pack up and leave? No, but I am. I just wanna see the love grow. Now you say you got a rider, loyalty provider, always stay beside her. Won't let a nigga try ya. Keep that heat beside us, while we keep that heat inside us. Blocking out outside us, while watch the stars ride out.
You say you love me forever and ever and ever, and I believe what you say.
I believe what you say.
You say that I'm all you need, and I believe what you say. It's about loyalty and trust. Nobody can come between, and I believe what you say. It's about respect, and you always telling me my loving is the best, and I believe what you say.
you go, baby. I vow to stay down through the storms and the fire, baby. I know it's been trial, baby, but we can get through it all. Emotions OD.
It's not just mine, it's all her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
Hey, we're back. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends, and we're here with Nene Lioness. Hey, Nene.
Hey.
You know, I was just thinking about the very interesting discussion we had about life itself and how God actually plays a part of it. And, you know, I'm really feeling your spirituality on those certain things, and also guiding your daughter through the process where she doesn't actually have to sell her soul to get something that she wants, which is very important. And I like that. So how many times do you tour a year? I mean, because I know you consistently tour. So, and how's the tour life, really?
Well, you know what, Tyrone? I'm one of these people. I put all kind of tours together. I just slap a label on it and I go for what I know. You understand?
Okay.
Some is good, some is okay, but I've always enjoyed the moment.
Right.
Because when you got a passion for something, you accept what comes along with it majority of the time.
Right.
But it's fun because I like meeting new people. I like traveling. I like seeing new places because for one, I'm a military brat. So
Right.
I'm already used to traveling. And
Okay.
then playing basketball like I was traveling. So I just been traveling my whole life. Like
Right.
I have not, ever since I was from 7 until now, I've been traveling. I have not stopped. So I going on tour to me is like it's a beautiful thing because for one, I not to pat myself on the back, but I feel good because I feel like God and me is doing a really great, awesome job because I don't have a deal. I'm not with no record label.
Wow,
I'm
that's
just
amazing.
I'm not with
I
no
would
record.
probably, I kind of like thought that you were, you know?
I'm not. I'm just one of them artists that grind hard and invest in herself and do what I gotta do. And because I mean, you got to. You can't sit around and wait for a deal to come to you.
Exactly.
And you can't sit around and wait for people to move and put you in places where you need to be. You got if you
Right.
want something done, like my mom's always say, you want something done right, do it yourself and go ahead and get it done because you're gonna be the one that put the energy into it that needs to be done anyway.
So
So
I
it's
also
fun.
noticed you did, I also noticed that you did a little movie pilots, you know. Let's tell the viewers about that because that's very amazing where you actually you're a rapper, but you also have a versatility as far as projecting yourself out there with little pilots, you know, little skits and stuff like that. So let's hear about that.
I feel like I got 32 characters with 38 attitudes. Now I don't know how that add up.
Okay, so you're more than Sybil then. Okay.
I am. So what I do is, well, you know what? Let's take it back a little farther. When I was younger, I was really creative. I would take my dolls, and each one of them had a role to play to be on my stage. So they were each one doing little different things. And I saw myself in those dolls. And I said, well, when I get older, I'm going to create and I'm going to be these characters and I'm going to do this because I have all these energy. So I try to bring out those characters and that energy by creating avenues such as the podcast, Raw Feeling Podcast. I have the comedy. You know, I do amateur comedy. I did one time go on a road with Charles Gear from Atlantic Records. They had the singers that was for R. Kelly and them. They were performing and I was hosting, but I was doing my comedy and I was doing backstage interview. So just coming up with little things, I feel like you got to keep yourself relevant and you just never know what might be your niche because you can be really great over here and God might say, okay, that worked for that season.
Right.
Now I need to bring out what else I got into you to keep you relevant, sort of work for this season that's coming.
Right.
So like I said, I move off the spirit. If it's time for me to start doing my podcast and start doing my comedy, and I also jumped into the Southern Soul area. I'm working on 3 Southern Soul songs.
Uh-huh.
Because I do realize I can't be a rapper forever. You know, I'm getting older, and I don't want to be a rapper forever.
Right, right,
I know I can accomplish that already. I done accomplished it.
right.
I'm tapping into things that I haven't accomplished yet. I believe, like Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal and all of them, do whatever that's in you. Just take a chance. If it don't work, then it don't work. But don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and just try. You know,
Right.
so
You know,
that's one.
Nene, there's a lot of artists that's coming up right now, and you know, you've been in the game for a while. So, any suggestions you can actually give them to, you know, just to get through, you know, certain technicalities of the craft itself? You know, any suggestions?
I suggest for one, you get your paperwork straight. I say this on every interview. If they gonna remember nothing about Nene Lioness, they gonna remember. She always say, get your paperwork straight. Do not just keep going around. Your paperwork is your money. I swear it is. It is your money. It is your money. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. And don't I know some of y'all say, and I don't want to contradict myself because I know y'all see me with stars and performing with stars, but I'm not chasing them. Some of you artists are chasing stars to be on. Realize you are a star yourself. You are the star. You are the star. So use whatever avenue, dig deep down inside of you, use your creativity, especially if you ain't got a lot of money. You got to think outside the box, something that's in a reachable situation. Um, you know, if you don't got no money and you want to promote yourself, okay, well, download some apps in your phone where you can create those little videos, and you can make sliding shows, or you can download certain content that'll go with a song that you got. Just start being creative with your mind, but most of all, make sure your paperwork straight in your publishing, because that's your money. It is.
Right. So my question to you is, what is Nene doing right now? What is she doing right now? Anything you want to leak out to your fans?
Well, I just joined Faces of Rap Mothers, and they are really huge. They're Hollywood mothers. Some of them married to NFL. Some of them husbands in the movies. They're Hollywood mothers sorority, and I just joined that. So I'm telling y'all, by June 19th, hey, I'm finna, hey, God finna work, and he finna show up and show out. So I'm just gonna leave that at that, as well as my podcast got some legends coming on, and
Okay.
that was a super blessing, and God worked that out too. I mean, they just gonna see Tyrone. That's all I
Okay.
think I can say.
Any shout outs? Give me
Yes,
some shout outs, girl.
shout out to Tyrone Lowe, your girl Nene Lioness is on your show, man. I am glad to be here. Thank you. I'm humbly grateful for you and your team. You guys are wonderful. You're doing such a wonderful thing. I feel special to even be on the Legend Show, to be in the same lineup as legends. I believe I belong here, and I'm grateful. Shout out to the Lioness family. Shout out to my movie cast, you guys. It's a lot of y'all, so I can't say everybody, but shout out to my movie cast, to the movie If I Only Knew movie series. Shout out to my writers panel. Shout out to my sound man. Shout out to my producer, P. Rob, Platinum Grammy Award producer, Trackhouse, for doing the soundtrack. Shout out to my manager, Donald Boyd, with Money Music World, Music Money World. And shout out to my manager, Gordy Russ. And shout out to my fans. Man, I'm nothing without y'all. Always remember that. I'm nothing without y'all. You guys make me. I don't make me. You guys make me. Shout out to all the TV stations and the radio stations and the DJs. Man, the love y'all give me, I swear, I have no complaints. I'm humbly grateful. Thank y'all.
Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure to have you on my show, and you know, like I tell everybody, come again. You know, come by and just come through. You know what I'm saying? And this has been another T-Lo video production. And this is my guest, Nene Lioness. Support this sister. Look her up. Talk to her if you can. And actually encourage her. To do what she's doing. Follow her. It just might be a blessing in your favor. But this has been another T-Lo video production, and we're actually going to say, stay tuned for another episode. So you guys have a nice day.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
Nene Lioness,
She's driving me crazy.
adult music. Let's roll. This road that I got is magical. It'll heal your soul. Try me, babe. Don't doubt me, babe. Let the good vibe roll. If you feel like I feel, then let it show. I'm only in town for a ride, baby. So don't come with the circus games. Ooh, your energy is feeling me. I'm faming you. So let's do what we want to.
And I want to, baby, and I want to.
Front door, we touching, baby. Do you wanna roll with me? Front door, the living room, we tipsy, baby. Do you wanna roll with me? Roll to the kitchen, let me know the
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.